for any dealer has to be able to track each digital campaign right through to how much gross profit has been generated. And obviously by integrating, taking all of your data server side, so you can actually see everything on a separate server, where you can see everything that's kind of coming in traffic wise, and then what's being passed as an inquiry, putting a unique inquiry ID on it, and then monitoring it all the way through your lead management system. With a system like MotorDat, you can actually pass that all the way through and then measure gross profit. So you can tell that from this campaign, and some dealers are nearly there. They're nearly there with that. And that has to be the holy grail. So it's not just tracking the customers and the database, but actually what was the gross profit generated. And if you can then feed that back into Google, then the machine learning that could be applied to that level of data could be incredibly powerful.
Yeah, I think that's just what we're finding, because it opens up the scope, because the way all the ad platforms are going is you only have to look at Meta, and the way if you're running ads for any cars on finance or anything like that, and you go into a special ad category, you lose pretty much all of your targeting. So if you're able to feed it better data, if you're just doing to lead, it's very limiting, because from a learning perspective, the ad platform is not able to perform that well. But either whether it Meta or Google, if you can start providing some really rich data for it to understand who the customer is, you can afford to broaden the net hugely, because it's incredibly powerful, is the machine learning, if it understands what you're trying to do. But it's that, if you don't have that, chances are you're going to drive poor quality leads, and just keep sales teams busy just sifting through. And I know, like, we've dealt with, especially, I know lots of dealers are running car buying services to try and source stock, but if we found there that it's very easy to drive leads at significant volume. But the biggest problem most of them hit is, well, we've only got so many people that can work through leads, and the team then gets just disheartened because you can't get in touch with them, or they're putting in fake details and all that stuff. So obviously there's things you can do to try and clean that up with improving forms and everything else. But if you're able to give that richer data, pass that back, that's where it starts to really sort of come alive and improve.
If you drive large numbers of, for example, lead gen leads that have had very little interaction from the consumer, so there's been zero digital journey other than clicking a button accidentally in your Facebook feed. If you drive leads that have very short digital journeys, then you end up in a place where the salespeople spend huge amounts of time, human resources, which is a very expensive commodity, the way that minimum wage is going up at the moment. If you spend all of your time driving that, then you end up wasting loads of salespeople's time. The other option is if you can put consumers on a digital journey out of Facebook, for example, onto a landing page where they get to learn a little bit more about the product that they're inquiring about, and then have a 3-stage form fill where they've got to put 3 pieces of data in, then that becomes a very good quality lead. But the key thing for it all is that if a marketing agency wants to measure their effectiveness by how many leads they've generated, and you incentivize them to do that, they'll do it. They'll hit the number, but it'll be poor quality leads.
Exactly that, yeah.
So it's far better off investing in decent quality leads with a digital journey and then take it from there.